I'm Scott Drake, and this is Retirement News Online. Well, if you listen to Dave Ramsey, he often recommends to buy term insurance and invest the rest. Term insurance is a good idea for some, but it does have its limitations. My guest, Jim Tewalt in Glendale, Arizona. So Jim, talk about some of the limitations of term insurance that involve the cost and some other options.
Well, let me start, Scott, by saying that when I first started in the insurance business, whole life insurance was pretty prevalent. And then along came term life insurance, and the guys that sold it were looked down upon, and actually they were called termites, if you can believe that. So a gentleman that was my mentor, I went to him one day and I said, what is the best type of life insurance to buy? Should my clients buy term or should they buy whole life insurance? And he wisely said to me, Jim, I want you to sit down for an hour. In the first half an hour, I'm going to convince you why whole life insurance is the absolute best. And then in the second half an hour or half hour, I'm going to convince you why term insurance is the absolute best. And he was able to do that. And what I came away with is that the type of insurance that you buy really depends upon your situation and the amount of money that you have available to buy it. So if you're a young person and you've got 4 kids at home and you don't have a real high-paying job, $25,000 of whole life insurance probably would not be the right thing to do. It would be much better to buy $500,000 of term life insurance. But term life insurance can come with a problem, and here's the problem. If you take out your term life insurance policy and look at it, let's say that you bought a 20-year term insurance policy. For 20 years, your premiums may have been several $100s a year. Let's say they were $500 a year for $1 million policy for 20 years. But take a look in the 21st year what that premium is going to be. Oftentimes, you're going to see that premium could be $16,000 or $20,000. I will guarantee you, you are not going to keep that coverage in the 21st year. Now, let's say that you still need life insurance, that your life insurance hasn't, your need for coverage has not disappeared. If you still need life insurance, at that point, you're going to have to go out and buy it again. But let's say that your health is not as good as it once was when you bought the insurance in the beginning. Maybe you've added a few pounds. Maybe you don't get out and exercise as much as you should. Or maybe it's just that some kind of a health condition has made it so that it would be very difficult for you to go out and get life insurance. Here's a way to avoid that, in my opinion. Buy the type of term life insurance that can be extended in the future if you need the coverage. And that type of insurance is written on what's called a universal life chassis. And that's just fancy talk for the type of policy that can be adjusted in the future to extend the coverage. And when that coverage is extended, it's going to be at the rates that are applicable to your age, to be sure, but it's going to be at the rating that you got when you first bought your insurance. So when you first bought your insurance, if you got a super preferred rate, you will be able to extend that coverage in the future at a super preferred rate. So when it comes to buying life insurance, please do not drink the Kool-Aid from some of the gurus that are out there, but just think. And if you're not sure what to do, we're happy to sit down with you and give you some ideas on what would make sense in your particular circumstances.
All right, Jim, thanks again for sharing your time with us today.
Thank you, Scott. Appreciate being here.
That was Jim Tewalt in Glendale, Arizona. This is Retirement News Online. Thanks for watching.